Hello, everybody, and welcome to Sharks and Things. I'm your host, Cody.
Mitch.
And I'm Zach.
Raven up as always.
Rave Lord Nito style.
Okay, while we're talking about music, we don't talk about music on this podcast a lot, but can I just, the Crypt of the Necrodancer soundtrack. Oh my god, it is
fantastic.
It is so good. If you like, what's his name? Danny Baranowski. If you like the music from Super Meat Boy, you'll definitely like Crypt of the Necrodancer, but man, it's so good. That's what I'm listening to all week while I've been working.
Some hot beats.
Yeah, like if you want like some beeline focus music, Crypt of the Necrodancer is it, man. Like, it's going in my head right now. In fact, the shop singer is currently singing, and it's fantastic.
That is an amazing part of that game, though.
Yeah, when you find the shop singer,
suddenly you just hear it like quietly in the background. The shop guy singing, and then you get closer and closer, and you break more blocks near him or something. It gets louder, and suddenly you break into a shop, and it's in your face. Ah!
It's so good.
Yeah,
and I think it's on all of the like music streaming services. So go check it out. Probably the soundtrack too, man.
Support the games.
Support the game. The soundtrack is on Steam for $5. Oh, sorry, it's $10, and then there's an extended one for $5. The soundtrack is definitely worth $10. It's like 45 songs, maybe even be 50 songs. Go listen to it, and then if you like it, buy it. If there was a complete pack of this game, there is. Okay, for $30, I might have to buy the complete edition of the game. So last week we talked about E3.
First off, we should address one thing.
Were we wrong about something?
No.
I don't want to...
We could have been. I don't know. Okay. I'm not the guy who paid attention to E3. But Matt is missing.
Oh,
yeah, whatever.
Right.
Okay. So E3 was last week, and we talked about it a little bit. We after having our conversation saying, "Hey, we'll talk more about E3 this week," the four of us talked, and like, I don't really think there's really any more that we can cover.
Well, I mean, technically, there's a million things we could cover, but
we could.
That would be almost like a boring amount of detail.
It's like last year's E3 podcast for us. We're like, just so much boring detail. Maybe we'll have a Final Fantasy VII breakdown when they have more information in the future. But just go.
What did they change? What are they planning on doing?
If you want to know E3 stuff, there are far better resources than us. Go watch them that were actually at E3.
No, Cody, we are the only source.
As much as I like to say that's true, so consider the fact that I watched the Giant Bomb stream makes it distinctly not true. So yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think if there's anything super interesting that from E3 that I'm like, oh my god.
Balloons in Metal Gear Solid.
Oh yeah, like Fultons is the best thing ever, and I think all games need to have Fultons. Zach, have you seen Fultons?
What is Fultons?
So in Metal Gear Solid, you can take an item.
Oh yeah, the balloon things. Yeah,
the balloon thing that a lot of people don't realize is a legitimate, actual thing from like Cold War era, where like it was an extraction method that you could like get people out of places where maybe, you know,
extracting and hot
you could like, I'm in the middle of a jungle. Shit. I need to get out of here. We can't land a plane. Balloon, swing by, pick it up. Yeah. It's kind of awesome. Whatever.
I want them to add it to Ark.
I don't think that's going to happen, sir.
You never know. You can get, like, guns. You can make freaking machine guns and, like, automatic turrets and generators and shit.
Yeah, yeah. So, okay. You've been playing Ark.
I've been playing Ark.
What's it like? What is it? Tell me about this game.
Okay. So Ark. Let me throw it out there. It is an early access, open world survival game. There's a billion of them out there. But I have to say, this is by far the best one I have played thus far.
I know there's dinosaurs.
So, there are dinosaurs.
Okay.
Instead of zombies,
More intrigued now, yes.
It's not post-apocalyptic at all. You're on an island. You are an experiment.
Okay.
And
there's
the
a little bit of
dinosaurs are
story here.
experiments. That is like kind of a story. There's a progression system in the game. You level up, and as you level up, you can like put points into health or crafting speed or movement speed or things like that. And then you get engram points, which allow you to unlock engrams, which are like recipes.
So hang on. Engrams. Is this like Destiny, Zach?
No.
I need the hard-hitting facts. Are Destiny and Ark the same game set
No.
thousands of years apart?
They could actually probably take place at the same time, but no,
Okay.
they're not.
I mean, there's engrams in both games. I'm going to make correlations. Continue with Ark. It sounds interesting.
no link.
Dinosaurs.
The
Are-
engrams do not equal engrams. No, these are recipes for crafting things. Like, I want a wall. The recipe is an engram. And that's simply it for that. But there's the progression of you build a thatch wall once, and then as you level up, you get wood walls, and further up, then you get metal.
Okay.
Metal.
Metal!
It had to be done.
But you get experience from at lower levels. It just trickles in like slowly, just by surviving. You also get experience from just like cutting down trees and gathering shit,
Okay.
and then obviously from hunting and killing dinosaurs. We are driving the dodo population extinct, by the way, because they're really
I really thought you said something that wasn't dodo.
dildo.
Yes.
The giant dildo population is being driven extinct. We are committing genocide on it.
So you guys are killing all the dinosaurs.
Mostly dodos. Yes.
You guys
Okay,
are killing dinosaurs, and by that I mean mostly dodos.
Dodos aren't dinosaurs, though. They're birds.
Well, it's not all dinosaurs. There's dodos. There's like saber-toothed cats.
Okay.
There's mammoths even.
There's saber-toothed tiger,
Is there
and there's
Triceratops?
Tyrannosaurus.
Yes.
Cody knows where I'm going.
It's Mastodon. Is there a dragon? I saw a dragon in a trailer. We could have all 6 Power Rangers.
I mean,
Say it so.
there's
They say
technically there are bosses in this game, and a dragon is one of the bosses that will be eventually coming.
Done. Okay, got everything. Got pterodactyls. I've seen a pterodactyl.
So what you're saying is this is actually a prequel for
The new
the
Power
Power
Rangers.
Rangers.
This is a super prequel. Like, everyone has to hit max level and then like capture and tame one of these animals, which I don't think it would be possible with a dragon, but if it is, and then you have to like claim it as your spirit animal and then summon it and then form Voltron or
seems
something.
legit.
So I've been in game design mode lately. Work has put me in a mode where I'm more creative in coming up with systems. I am now dreaming up of a game where is basically you are building up your character to the point where you have to tame a wild beast and then you can become a Power Ranger.
You can just live your fantasy in Ark.
Shit's gonna be gold.
The game is an absolute blast so far. And like I said, it is the best game I've seen so far of these survival sims. It's built in the Unreal 3 engine, so it's really pretty. It does
Unreal 3 or
have
4?
Unreal 3.
Okay.
Yeah, Unreal Engine 3. It's got the same bugs as Unreal Engine 3. Like, if you don't have enough graphics, like memory, you get the weird texture popping.
I was gonna say you don't have enough graphics. Like you don't have enough graphics, man.
Not enough graphics.
All the graphics, all the time. I need more graphics in my game. Turn the graphics level up to 11.
Fuck that. Let's crank it further to 12.
But this one goes to 11.
The game is pretty, though. It's been a lot of fun. I've died probably hundreds of times in like the 20 hours I've played. Because like everything will just kill you super fast. All you get like in the beginning, all I have for a weapon is a spear. I've finally made a bow, which makes things a little bit easier because you can.
Can you use the bow to shoot the spear?
No, but you can throw the spear.
That's not as exciting.
You can't get a bow big enough. You just can't draw that.
You aren't trying hard enough. Have you
It's
not played
literally like-
Monster Hunter? What now? What now?
Yes, I
Call
played Monster
yourself
Hunter.
See, try Great Bow, man. Hawkeye Golf. got that shit on lockdown, man.
I'm not blind. Or
neither is he, technically.
pretend blind.
He's not even pretend blind.
I guess I'm kind of pretend blind.
Someone's playing the world's greatest practical joke on Hawkeye Golf, and it's actually rather sad. I have a visitor, by the way.
You have a cat.
I do. You can hear her. She is going to go sit behind me.
I lock her out of my room so she comes and visits you.
Yeah, so she's just going to sit in the window. That's how this is going to work tonight, man.
I highly recommend Ark. It was on sale, like 10, 15% off or whatever during the Steam summer sale.
Yeah, it was on sale for like the normal, like its normal sale price since it came out, and now it's off sale, so it's back to $30.
It is early access, but the devs are stupidly active. There's literally been 2 updates per day since I bought the game, if not more.
That seems kind of... If you're running a server, that seems like that.
I'm running a server, and it's a pain in the ass. Luckily, you can like play on a server that's like 5 versions back, but then you miss out on some of the bonuses with the patch spring. But still, it means I'll have to patch once per day with the server, which is nice.
Yeah.
But no, I'm busy with house and moving shit, so that is literally the only thing I've been able to play.
I've not played anything like that. I have been playing more Dragon Age. I'm trying to get through not the first one. Kind of almost abandoned hope on that game at this point in my life. I'm playing Dragon Age Inquisition. We're gonna enter /Cody rant mode. I want more conveniences in that game.
Conveniences?
Like,
isn't the game convenient enough?
No, like when I go to craft armor and weapons, it does not give me like a comparison of what I currently have for any one of my characters. You and I were talking about this in the car the other day. There are too many characters and too many equipment slots for me to try and figure out who has what where. Fucking cats, man. Who has what where, and like when I'm like, I'm gonna make a new weapon. So today I built a new weapon for my main character. And I'm like, that wasn't a heart, man. That was kind of
that's my
squished. But like I have I'm gonna create this weapon, and I'm like, I don't know how much my current weapon does. So I entered into so I had to exit out of the crafting, open up my inventory, open up my character, look at the weapon, look at all of its stats, and then I had to go back and forge the weapon. And it's like, why not give me a button to like press and show what I currently have, and let me scroll through characters? Because like you can scroll.
It's weird because I remember there actually being a compare feature.
You can compare,
but not
in the inventory. Crafting. But like the weird thing,
not when you're crafting. Okay.
Yeah. So
I haven't played since like 2 weeks after the game came out.
So one of the weird things is like when you're crafting armor, you can cycle through people to see what the armor is going to look like on them. Since every person's armor looks different on them, unless it's like a defined armor set, like the Warden armor set looks the same on everybody, and like the Ferelden Mage's set looks the same on everybody. But like when you're like, it'd just be nice if I could compare stats in there and easily keep all my people like upgraded. Like I take the same 3 people with me everywhere I go because it's a hassle to try and keep everybody upgraded to the point when I go places.
Tell me one of them is fucking what's his name?
Iron Bull.
Iron Bull.
No, actually, so I'm a 2-handed fighter. So
I am too.
Two-handed fighters. I don't see anything wrong with this.
So I roll with so my usual crew is me, Cassandra, Varric, because I think Varric is hilarious.
He's pretty good.
And then I will usually bring Dorian because I also think Dorian's funny. I will and then also like depending on the mission I'm in, I might bring somebody else if I feel like the story's critical for them. Like when I went and did the Templar stuff, I brought along the Warden you find. The guy with the upturned mustache. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. But anyways, like that's one of my biggest gripes about the game. I like it. It's a good game. I've been kind of tackling a zone a night. Just like sitting down playing through it. Well, just kind of unwind. I haven't been streaming it primarily because I'm a good chunk through the game and I don't want to have people jump in. Also been super busy with work, so it's kind of my unwind time.
Yeah, I want to comment on that because a lot of games, a lot of the party RPG games are similar to that, where you get a ton of like characters in your party, and you just can't equip them all. like Final Fantasy games are like that often, where you
Oh,
have
but
like
I will
eight characters, but you only play with like 3.
I will try my hardest to make sure everyone is up to snuff. Like it's
Yeah.
it's one of my weird quirks that like all my characters. It's probably one of those things like, oh shit, I need to bring somebody with me that I haven't used in a very long time, and I'd much rather just have them be like if I want to use Iron Bull, I want to make sure that Iron Bull has us up to snuff, so that I don't have to spend 10 minutes trying to get him there.
Yeah, the thing I feel though, like Baldur's Gate, I think the original Neverwinter's Nights did this as well, where you just have 5 or 6 people max. That's it. If you come across any other people who can technically join your party, they just can't join your party at that time, and they just sit where they are, and you can come back later and pick them up if you have like room. But
I feel like
otherwise,
didn't Mass Effect have like a just equip best button?
possibly, I'm sure like one of them did.
I want to say one of them, at least one of them had like a just. I don't care what they have, just give them the best of what I have available. Like that, like that's all I want. Like that would make.
Often I think the difficulty for me with like Dragon Age Inquisition, for instance, like the balancing of gear is literally that. It's like balancing the gear throughout the party or something to make sure Solus, as a mage, so he has good gear, but he also shares a lot of the same gear as like Vivian, for instance. So making sure that they both have decent gear and not one is like super awesome compared to the other. I don't know.
Yeah, like that's the boat I get stuck in. It's like, hey, I may want to use Vivian this time out. Now I have to spend 5 minutes trying to make sure that she's up, like has all the armor and shit she needs to have. I also spent way too much time the other night, like making everybody armor and giving everyone attachments for the armor. I didn't do weapons, and then I hear a cat coming again. And then I spent another like 45 minutes coloring everybody's armor. So, I had that going for me, which was kind of interesting. Just make life easier.
Wow, there's still sunlight there. That's crazy.
Yeah.
You're an hour behind.
It's dark out his window. So
yeah, I also didn't realize that it is the time it is. So yeah, that's a little crazy.
I know. It's like,
I mean, that's where I like Dragon Age, and then I'm digging it, and I like the combat in Inquisition much better than I like the combat in 1.
I still find it a little repetitive.
I mean, yeah, it's repetitive, but like the problem I have with 1, and I don't know if we talked about it on the podcast, like one of the reasons why I stopped playing it on stream, and maybe we'll get back to it someday. I finally got the game reinstalled. That was one reason, is the game magically uninstalled itself.
Yeah.
Is like I just find the combat so it's like an MMO, and if I wanted to play an MMO, I would go play an MMO. Like the combat is so boring to me in that first game that like it's just
Yeah, I mean it's MMO like if you pretty much stick to one character and you let everyone else do their auto tactic thing. But that's what I like to do, is I like to micromanage them all, which makes things more interesting for myself when playing it. Which is why like Origins, I finished it like all the way through, and the DLC once, and then the original game at least additional time. And like the second game I completed, but I didn't like most every other person, but I did complete the game at least. But that's because I like that kind of game. Like I like Neverwinter Nights 2, Baldur's Gate, these tactical party games.
And that might be where like the difference between you and I is like I never played Baldur's Gate growing up, or
yeah, but you like XCOM.
That's an entirely different game to me.
It to me it's similar though. It's tactical, turn based.
So I think in all honesty, like the big difference is that like XCOM forces me to play all 4 characters, and this doesn't.
I suppose.
Like this, I can just concentrate on my one character. I can kind of, and maybe this is kind of my old man showing, but like, I just don't want to have to learn like. I set everybody to get just auto level up because I don't want to take the time to learn. Like one of the great things is also one of the things that kind of is not annoying, but like almost daunting to me is that every character, when you go to the level up screen, just has like 10 things that they can go into for trees. And I'm like, I don't I don't remember what, like, if I have a hard enough time to remember what people have for armor, what am I going to remember? Like, I don't want to have 2 mages have the same skill set because that's not efficient. So if I just let the game do it, the chances of that actually happening are very slim.
Ish.
Let me put it this way. None of my characters have the same powers. I also think it's really weird that Varric just kind of gets Bianca, and that's all.
It's
and like,
his thing.
No, I mean, it's his signature thing.
yeah, it's just like I get that. Like having not played 2, I now understand that's his signature thing. The problem with it is just the fact that like his damage isn't like scaling with everybody else's.
No, you have to get the upgrades for his.
Yeah, and like every time I can't make anything better for his. Like I don't have any Bianca upgrades available to me.
Yeah, for the most part, you have to craft them, or you have to buy them, or you have to find them.
Yeah, so, like that.
It roughly scales the same. He's got like a weird, like, you'll get something really awesome, and he has a power spike, so he's way above everyone else, and then he'll trickle down to be worse than everyone else, and then he'll get that power spike again. And
yeah, like so that's the only part that kind of annoys me on like I like Varric. I think he's a great character, and I'll usually sub him out. I might take Sarah with me because I think Sarah's absolutely hilarious as well. She's a really fun character.
I can't stand her face. I mean, I'm just being honest. I'm like not trying to be like.
I think
I'm not trying to
too
be
weird
mean.
looking for me.
No, I'm not trying to be mean. There's just something about her design. It's like, have you ever seen so like Nether Realms, right?
Sure.
Right.
All of their female player models are, aside from a few, are very poorly made.
All right, hang on. Are we talking like NetherRealm as in like Mortal Kombat NetherRealm?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mortal Kombat, Injustice,
Yep.
so on and so forth. Yeah, like, I don't know what it is, but like, they just... It's like they just take a male model and then like soften up its features and like, there you go.
They're very masculine.
Slap some boobs on it and we're good to go. Like it
Yeah,
just,
you just crank that, sexuality slider up. That's all.
yeah. Like it's like it. I don't know. They just like there's just something about Sarah's the way she's designed I don't like. It's a personal preference. Like I'm not saying she's ugly or whatever. I'm just saying that like I just personally don't like it. There's just something off about it.
Yeah. I don't know. So that's where I'm at with that game. I like it.
It's just like, I'm just going to go ahead and change subjects.
I think it's a good game. I hope to finish it someday. In between other stuff, but like I've kind of just acknowledged that Dragon Age will never be a game I stream or play with other people. Origins probably not. Probably won't. Maybe Dragon Age Inquisition. I don't know. We'll see. So beyond that, I've gotten a lot further in Hand of Fate. I'm almost done with that. I'm kind of excited. But I think we talked about that ad nauseum last time or 2 times ago. I don't remember at this point.
Yeah, we did talk about Hand of Fate though.
So I'm on the final boss still.
Haven't touched it then. Okay.
It's really hard. I know I've touched it. I just
That's what she said.
Yeah. Wax on, wax off. I'm sure I've played other things, but Zach, I know you've been playing some of that new hotness of Devil May Cry 4 re-release.
That hot.
That new old hotness.
Mm-hmm.
Is it how?
I actually haven't put as much time into it as I would have liked because my work schedule is really weird. And I've been trying to divide my time between that and Final Fantasy 14.
I suppose that new expansion came out, huh?
Yeah, the early access for it started last Friday. So I've been trying to kind of divide my time between the two of those. So it's been kind of tough.
So wait,
and like,
are you doing WoW rating anymore?
Yeah. Well, I just made my triumphant return, so to speak, Monday. So yeah, there was a new WoW patch on Tuesday. Devil May Cry 4 Special Edition came out Tuesday. the Final Fantasy XIV expansion, the early access started Friday, but officially launched on Tuesday. So I've been trying to divide the short bit of time that I have amongst a lot of games. But I can say Final Fantasy XIV is a fucking blast. Like, it took me a while to really get into it. Like, I've been playing since the original release. Like,
Before A Realm Reborn.
yeah. So, circa 2010 or whatever it was. Like, I've been playing on and off since then. So, it's kind of like, it's taken me a while to really kind of like get the swing of it, so to speak. But I think I've finally started to get it. And then, like, I found a pretty cool free company, which is basically, you know, a guild. Bunch of cool people. It's like pseudo casual. And like the end game with Final Fantasy XIV isn't as like not saying it's like less difficult than WoW, but it's not as
like demanding.
Not as demanding of time. So it's a lot like Destiny, where it's like, you know, it's not like X number of nights per week for X number of hours. It's kind of like, because it's smaller parties, I think it's like 8 people max or something like that. So it's pretty much just like, you know, you get your 8 people together and do your thing. And that's about it. Which is great. Because people have what they call like static groups or whatever, so it'll be like the same 8 people that run like on a certain day each week or something like that. And I mean, granted, that's how it was before the expansion. I don't know what the end game stuff is going to be like post expansion. Like, I never even hit max level before the expansion. I'm still actually not max level. Because you can be like, one character can be every class.
Yeah.
Which is awesome, but well, it's kind of mind-boggling, honestly. It's kind of... When you get to the point where you can start selecting additional classes, it just becomes a little confusing. Like, which path do I really want to go down? Oh, wait, this looks cool. I want to do this.
So something I thought I remember, and I could be terribly wrong, but after you complete quests in an area, they're done, right? You can't go back and redo them?
Yes.
The story quests, no. I think this, like, the general quests and stuff.
So, like, I know that the idea of like you could be everything, but like, what do you do to get levels after you've done everything?
Well, so there's a lot of different ways to level in that game. There's like repeatable quests and stuff. Not even like dailies. Like, you could literally just do it over and over and over and over and over again if you really wanted to. Like, simple quests that give pretty much the same amount of experience as a normal quest. And on top of that, you have what they call the armory bonus. So, like, if you have... So, say, like, my highest level class is level 50. Everything else that I make that is below level 50 gets a 50% experience bonus. Up until level 50. The level cap is 60 now, so if I had a level 60, any other class I played got a 50% experience bonus up to level 60. On top of that, and I think the more stuff, I may be wrong on this, but I think the more classes you have, the more that experience bonus, like, multiplies or whatever. And then also with the expansion release, everything pre-expansion also got an experience bonus, like either 50% or double experience.
Like,
so,
like, people need to get through this shit. Let's go ahead and...
Well, and they introduced 2 new classes that start at level 30. So, you know, it's also to help those people that wanted to switch their primary class or whatever, their main, so to speak. a chance to level those up without, having to spend as much time on it. And then there's like food buffs for experience. If you're in a free company or guild or whatever, you get a 10% experience bonus. So, I mean, like, I'm leveling now, and basically just doing the story quests.
What level are you though?
I'm 37.
Okay.
But from my understanding, like, with the bonus XP they added for the pre-expansion content, and if I did have the armory bonus, you would basically get like, if you didn't have any quests at all, you could just run random dungeons, and from level 30 up to 50, you get pretty much a level per dungeon.
Huh.
That's not too bad. I have been looking into like getting back into the game. Probably
it's a lot better than it was.
In a couple months when I have free time again for playing such games. But no, this is good news. It sounds much more promising.
Yeah. And the mechanics of some of the classes is really freaking awesome. Like, so like some classes are your standard, like you have a rotation that you go through, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then other classes have crazy shit. Like, one of the new classes they added was the astrologist, and it's a healer, and it's all based around like tarot cards and shit. And like their skills are all like pulling different tarot cards and crazy nonsense.
Can I create Twisted Fate in Final Fantasy 14? Is that what you're telling me?
Pretty much you could, I guess.
All right.
Then there's the ninja, which is actually legitimately like a ninja. Like, they have their normal base abilities, like stabby, stab, cut, rip, cut, stab
nice.
type stuff. But they're like, special abilities or hard hitting abilities actually require you to like weave signs in specific orders. So you have like 3 or 4 signs. I can't remember how many, but like doing them in different orders is different abilities and different buffs and debuffs. So it actually takes like some technical like skill and memorization and stuff. And it's really cool. Because like you'll sit there, like you'll be fighting stuff, and you'll be stabbing, and then you'll be like, "All right, I need to cast this," and your dude will start doing the fucking hand signs and shit, and then there'll be like some awesome, crazy looking graphic. And then then there's the Dark Knights, which they just added or brought back from Final Fantasy XI, which they were a DPS class, I think, in Final Fantasy XI, and they are a tank now. And it's kind of like how it sounds, all kind of blood magic-y and stuff. And you can like sacrifice health for abilities or sacrifice mana to get health back, and like,
yeah.
So
like if you've ever played a Blood Death Knight in DK, it's kind of similar, but a lot cooler because it's not like Blood DKs. You have like your one ability for help, getting health back, and then you have like your absorb shields or whatever. Whereas this is like, I guess, more interactive, so to speak. I haven't gotten to play it yet because you have to get 50 before you can select it as a class. But that's probably the first thing I'm doing when I hit 50. So, because come on, heavy armor and a giant fucking sword.
Yeah. So that sounds like fun. We might have to maybe do that as a group. Get back to.
I'm down. Sign me up.
Get to that. There's also that new expansion for Guild Wars 2. I hop into Guild Wars 2 every now and then and level a couple of levels, and I'm like,
yeah, but the price on that, I mean, they dropped the price on it, but still, like,
on the expansion for Guild Wars?
Yeah, did you hear what the price was?
No.
It's like $60.
Oh, geez.
It honestly seems normal. Because you don't pay a monthly fee at all. You don't. There's no.
I mean,
I suppose for them.
I think it was more that it came out of nowhere because like people weren't like usually expansions for MMOs are in that like $40 range, and then it was like boom $60, and people were kind of like, wait, what?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, a lot of that depends on
it's
how
not
much.
as bad as the Destiny stuff, so
Yeah, it also depends on how much content there was.
I also got to think like, wow, you pay like $50-$60 for an expansion, and you still have to pay a monthly fee for that too.
It was like $60 for collector's edition, usually 60 or 70 for collectors, and then like 40 for the normal one.
Oh,
Except-
back I used to play, everyone was like 60, and then it was like 80 to 100 for collectors.
I think that. I think they started.
Crusade, Wrath Lich King.
I think
No, 'cause
after
people-
Wrath is when they started dropping the price on those.
No, people complained because I remember people complaining that Warlords went up to 50. Like that was a
I think
huge complaint.
I remember paying $100 for my collector's editions of Burning Crusade and $100 for my collector's edition of Wrath. I remember that.
I think you paid too much then.
I bought them from Best Buy. Like went in the store. It's like, hey, here's my money. Thank you. Walk away.
Yeah, because I paid 60 for my mists and for collectors.
They went down. I know that much. But I
Yeah.
think,
I bought
think-
them on release day.
Cataclysm.
no, I
price
think
went-
after
started
Wrath of
coming
Lich
down.
King is when they dropped the prices on those.
I own every collector's edition except vanilla, and like I don't remember ever paying like $100 for it.
Anyways, you segued into Destiny. Let's talk about the shit show that was this week. Because we talked about Destiny a little bit before the podcast. There's that Batman thing that
Yeah.
this face, for those of you who are listening to the audio version of this, I'm making a really fucked up face.
Because Batman.
Let's talk about Batman. Because that thing,
Was a clusterfuck.
like, what happened?
It made everyone forget about the clusterfuck that was Mortal Kombat. It's a PC port.
Let's, like, I have played every Batman game that's been released. Like, Arkham Asylum was great. Arkham City was really good. Batman Origins, Arkham Origins is okay. I haven't beaten it. I may have been Batmaned out at that point. I don't know. But I had the PC version of that. Like, I played the other two on PS3 because I wanted the collector's crap. But, like, this new one... Like, okay. So, here's a peek into the inside life of Cody. As a profession, I am a QA tester. How does that shit make it out of QA?
By not having QA.
Seriously.
That's
Like,
basically
okay.
it.
I can understand, like, I can forgive the Master Chief Collection on having shitty server performance because that is every multiplayer thing ever. Like,
And that's server stuff.
that's like you cannot stress test.
You can't stress test a server enough to...
Yeah, like anyone who works in actual IT can tell you that, like, you can do load testing, but that doesn't actually tell you what's going to happen when 1 million people try to connect to a server at exactly the same time.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, there's no way to simulate that minus.
There are no load balancers that will fix
like
that.
there's just no way, and which is why Bungie came out and said, okay, every Halo from this point on until the end of the Halo series will have a multiplayer beta. Because sure, you're not going to get as many people playing the multiplayer beta as is going to buy the game when it comes out.
Bungie or 343?
343, sorry. They came out and said, yeah, every future Halo from this point on will always have a beta so they can actually test this shit. But, like, Batman doesn't even have online capabilities. Like, the thing just came out and you're like, oh. You have other companies like, yeah, we'll QA. We'll help you fix this. Like, NVIDIA, like, went to the port company and said, call us. We will help you QA and test the shit out of this thing. Like, Rocksteady, like, today there's I saw a thing that said Rocksteady is now helping the company who ported the game for them get it fixed. And it's so bad they had to pull it. Like,
Yeah,
you can,
that was
like, right now, you cannot buy a PC copy of Arkham Knight.
and
How does that...
it's one of those things Like, so you were before like mentioning how does it get through QA? I mean, again, maybe it didn't get QA'd, which was my comment. It probably didn't. I mean, honestly. Or, more likely is, it was QA'd. They saw all these things, like, oh, don't worry about it. People will deal with it. I mean, all these other games are broken when they come out. We'll just do a day one patch. And then they already put it gold, they already put it release, and they're like, we can't fucking fix any of this shit. We'll put out a day one patch and hopefully it'll sweep everything under the rug and eventually we'll get things fixed. That's basically the rationale these days for releasing games. It's like, get it out the door as soon as humanly possible. If it's broken, we'll fix it after it's released. But we need that money now.
So here's a question: do you think this is the straw that breaks the back?
Probably not.
I was willing to pre-order this game because the other games have been so good and rock solid. But I was like, no, I have enough games to play, and I want to play through the other 3 again before I pick this one up. Like, that's... I mean, this is the 4th major release that's broken on launch. Like, that's ridiculous. Master Chief Collection, like, I'm willing to forgive the Master Chief Collection on matchmaking for, like, a month, right? Like, we talked about it, server balancing is a weird thing to test. You can't test that, but, like, and then you had Unity last year, which came out, like, no one, and the weird part about this, like, no one wants to release a broken game. Like, people just assume that people are just, like, cash grabbing on stuff, and that might be true on a lot of stuff, but, like, as... like somebody who makes a product, you don't send it out going, well, I hope it's a shit show because that's going to make me a lot of money. Like
no developer in their right mind wants to create a product that is, when it reaches end users, is broken.
Yeah, like that's, and people
which then makes you wonder whose fault is it then?
And so like that probably lies on the publishers. Like WB's like, hey.
Yeah,
you guys have been working on this game for 3 years. We need to start making money on this thing.
Chop. Let's
get it out there, man. And like, I know they want this day and date parody thing, like where we've kind of, and part of this is us as a gaming community's fault, is saying that if a game comes out on PS4, I don't want to wait 3 weeks to play it on PC. But like that's, and so companies like, well, yeah, day and date's important for a lot of people, but if it's going to come out broken, it doesn't matter.
Pretty much.
Like, what? This one is most upsetting to me primarily because, like, the other ones have, like, Origins was buggy, but it was a different company entirely making that game from the beginning. Like, Rocksteady has made 2 other Batman games that have run well on PC. They did this 3rd one and had Iron Galaxy port it for them. And then the 3rd one was a little buggy, but it like wasn't game-breaking buggy.
Wait, who Iron Galaxy ported what?
I believe Iron Galaxy was the one who ported the new Batman for Rocksteady. You do some on-the-spot fact-checking. Give me a second here.
So Iron Galaxy typically deals with fighting game stuff.
Yeah, I know.
Well, that's why they might have been involved if they helped with Mortal Kombat at all.
They didn't. It was Mortal Kombat was
who did the PC?
Mortal Kombat's PC port was some random ass company that I've never heard of.
The external
before.
developer handling the port was Iron Galaxy, which is weird because Iron Galaxy has a fairly good track record on this. Like, we're talking about the company who took over Killer Instinct for Season 2, and Season 2 is like, everything they added to Season 2 of Killer Instinct is a fucking great addition to that game. Like, so... I don't know, man. Like...
it was, yeah. This is one of those things, like, from 2014 was the year of, like, fucked up games. And we started with 2015, like, holy shit, nothing is completely fucked up yet. And then we started. Well, then we got Mortal Kombat, and then now we're getting Arkham Knight, and we had a few other games that are just like completely borked. And they could be good games if they worked. Like if the people who paid money for them could actually enjoy them.
So, do we think? like the big thing when The Witcher came out was everyone's like, The Witcher set a precedence, and they probably did. I mean, The Witcher is one of the best-selling games of all time. One of the fastest-selling games of all time as well. No pre-order bonuses. A shit ton of free DLC. The game works. It runs great on every system. Like, and it's a AAA title.
And and I mean that's what we should be used to. I mean that's what games have been doing for a while now.
Yeah. Like, and as we've talked, we've talked at length about DLC on this podcast, and like, DLC is not the evil beast that a lot of people want to paint it to be, but like pre-order DLC and exclusivity and all that stuff. Like exclusivity. Let's take a second time about exclusivity. Let's talk about that Black Ops 3 exclusivity for PS3. Like,
it's not special, really.
Well, yeah. So like, and Zach, I don't know if you feel the same way, but like Mitch and I were talking about, it's like that's woohoo. You got the first maps. You get the DLC first on your console after Microsoft has had it for practically ever. I think it's been almost
5-6 games now.
Yeah, since 4.
Yeah,
they have had the DLC exclusivity. And like I was reading an article saying that Sony pushed really hard to get that exclusivity. Like, I don't know why.
They were really happy to get it this year. They thought this year would be a great year for it.
And I'm fairly certain Microsoft is like, whatever. Like this year we have a great lineup. Like at least at E3, Microsoft showed games that were coming out this year.
And I think Xbox even got the better of the games so far. Like the new Call of Duty doesn't look appealing to me at all. Like the last one, Advanced Warfare. I mean, that one looked appealing because it looked like a good Call of Duty game. And then it came out and everyone was like, this is pretty good. You should get it.
So, I mean, like, exclusivity is, like, I understand from, like, one thing I think that we do well on here, and I don't want to toot our own horns, but a thing that we like to do is we like to play devil's advocate. And we understand that, like, exclusivity sells consoles. Like, that is it. Like, that is why
games are what sells it, yeah.
Yeah. So, like, when this generation started and Destiny was coming out and they said, get everything for Destiny first on PS4, that people who really wanted that game were like, okay, I will buy it. I will buy PS4 and I'll buy Destiny for PS4 because exclusivity. And that's what that's what also exclusivity does. It sucks for gamers because it means you don't get to play as much stuff on whatever you want to play it on. Phil Spencer said it the best at E3 this year, that like one reason why they're working so hard to get stuff onto Windows and that streaming service, like from Xbox One to PC working so well, is like they don't. At Microsoft, like their whole mentality has changed in the past couple of years, and it's changed to this idea of like play your games where you want to play them, and that like as a gamer, that's what we should all strive for. And all exclusivity does is divide that. Like we are all very fortunate to have gaming PCs, a PS4, and an Xbox One. So it's not like that is not a like trouble for us. Like when Bloodborne came out, we were all able to go buy Bloodborne and play it on our PS4. And like when Dark Souls 3 comes out, we'll all go pick it up on PC. Like that is we are fortunate to have that choice, and a lot of people do. I don't know, and it's just kind of like exclusivity sucks.
That's what it doubly sucks for like the Destiny stuff, because like cool, they had the exclusivity, and then come September or whatever, Xbox people will finally get the stuff that was exclusive for PS4. But then because of the Taken King, there's just going to be a whole other group of stuff that's all PS4 exclusive or PlayStation exclusive anyway. So it's like,
it's like that's.
The more and more I hear about the Taken King expansion, the more and more I feel that you're going to buy it. You're going to pay a bunch of money. You're going to buy it, and you're going to get this really shitty experience unless you buy all these additional ancillary things.
Well, no, it's like the extra stuff's not needed. It's just kind of like, I don't know. Like I was planning on buying the physical collector's edition anyway, because like I thought I like physical collector's editions. I know a lot of people don't like them. I know a lot of people think they're fucking stupid. I personally happen to like them. But like, I don't know. It's just like
it's just one of those things of like
it's one of those things that I want. So I mean, I had no problem with like the $80 or whatever for the physical collectors because I was getting my VIP rewards anyway, like one way or the other for having been a year one person, and then I get the cool physical shit. You know, like that's not really that big a deal to me. I still don't understand why people like were in such an uproar over it. That they had, oh no, we've got to buy the original game and original expansion if we want to get the collector's edition goodies. Like, the fuck ever. Like, depreciation. You know what I mean? Like, the games are like $5 now. Take the codes, give it to a friend of yours that hasn't, like, started playing the game yet. So
here's the thing, and we've talked about this a little bit before. Like, console gamers for a long time, like, we want more PC experience because everyone, like, because this idea of PC Master Race exists, that everything's just better on PC, and so you want your console game experience to be as close to PC as humanly possible. Whatever.
Yeah, you basically they want to have a smooth gameplay experience with good graphics, and that's what they want out of that claim.
But
some of them want the mod support too.
But anytime anything from PC that PC gamers have been doing with for a very long time makes it to console, that's kind of a shitty thing, like MMOs. Because if we're going to be honest, that's what Destiny is. As much as they don't want to say it's an MMO, Destiny is an MMO-ass MMO. Like, there are raids, there are dungeons, there's pretty much attunement, light level's the same as gear level in WoW. It's just an easier way of understanding, like, item levels and stuff in WoW. Like, I remember raiding, and I remember being like, oh, you can't come into this raid unless you have a gear score of 655, and you had to download an add-on for WoW to tell you what my gear score was. Like, the light level's just a simplified version of that. But then the second that you have to deal with something that's shitty, like, people who are used to playing WoW understand that every 2 years you're going to have to shell up $40 to $80 to get another physical expansion, plus pay $15 a month for your subscription. And still, like, if you wanted to join that game today, you would have to buy that plus everything else before it, which is like $40, $50 worth of other stuff. So, like, to get
Blizzard has done a good job of, like, depreciating their previous expansions, like. Because now, like the $20 or whatever battle chest includes everything up through Mists of Pandaria now. So
up to Mists of Pandaria, it's still separate.
Yeah. So
to get into WoW right now, if I wanted to start playing WoW and I never played WoW to have an account, I would need to spend $20 on a battle chest, $20.
I think it's $30 right now for Mists. So $50.
No, you get Mists in the battle chest now, I think.
Assuming
Mist itself is $30 by itself.
I don't know.
I think they recently added it to the battle chest. Like,
so, like, if they didn't, you're looking at $90. If they did, you're looking at $60. Like, that's something that as a PC gamer, that's something we've just been used to. And it's the shitty thing that PC gamers deal with that they don't talk about, or it's because we're just used to it now that console gamers now coming to like, oh shit, there's a new expansion for this game. It's going to include.
Why do I have to pay like all this money for it? And what's all this like exclusive stuff? And
like those who have been playing MMOs forever on PC understand that's just how MMOs work.
Yeah, like you have because like for expansions, you know, like there are generally like for WoW, we'll bring WoW back into it. For expansions, there's generally 3 versions. There's the normal version. Then there's like a digital collectors, which I think is actually something they started with either Mists or Warlords. I don't remember. And then there's the physical collectors for the people that want to pay like an extra $10, $20 and get like some cool, swag to put on their desk. And actually Blizzard collector's editions are fucking
that art book alone, man.
Yeah, exactly. Blizzard collector's editions are like what all collector's editions should be, in my opinion.
Yeah, but like, and we're used to that. And like, a lot of people I don't like. The people who are complaining are people who have been playing Destiny since the beginning and are feeling shafted. But then, like, once again, here we are playing devil's advocate from a business standpoint. They're like, the goal of that $80 thing is to get people who maybe haven't played Destiny before, or like who are now interested in it because maybe they waited to get a console. Maybe they waited for Xbox to say, "Hey, here's backwards compatibility. It makes sense for me to upgrade to an Xbox One because I can still play my Xbox 360 games that I have sitting on a shelf that I don't want to get rid of to trade in my Xbox 360 for." And now I'm going to finally pick up this console. That Destiny thing looks really cool. It's made by Bungie, which means it's going to be like Halo. So, yeah, that's for them. Like, to be like, cool, I'm going to go buy this big thing because it has everything I need to play in it. It's got a $60 game. It's got the $40 expansion pack and another $40 expansion pack in it.
Yeah, and it's $80, and I get some cool shit with it.
Yeah, so like, I don't think that's a...
No, I don't think it's bad at all. I don't like. I that's why I said I don't really understand the uproar over it. Like Destiny, I think the base game now is like $20, and
Yeah,
then the expansions haven't really depreciated that much.
Yeah, they won't probably.
Yeah, consoles, like digital stuff on console, which is another topic entirely, just never depreciates.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Zach, you are right about World of Warcraft. And it's even on sale. It's $10 and you get all the way up through Myths.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So $50 and you have everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But still, so if we assume the Destiny is now $20, and if we assume that both things like the Dark Below and the House of Wolves that just came out are both like $100 each, that's $60 there, and even just 2 expansions are $40. So like the Taken King has more content than both of those 2 DLCs combined. So right now, like,
if you go online,
it's worth more than $40.
Yeah, to buy Destiny by itself is $40. The 2 expansions are $40. I mean, it's $30 if you buy them together. Plus, the Taken King is supposed to be another $40, and it looks like the Taken King Legendary Edition is $60. Like, yeah,
you're a fucking deal.
Yeah, and like, I understand, like, it's like the game, like, console gamers have never had to deal with a thing like this before. Like, this is
buying something that you already have.
Yeah, like
that people don't like, but it's like,
yeah, like,
do something else with it. Give it to a friend that hasn't gotten into the game yet. You know, donate it to someone.
As consoles get more and more like PC, I think this is something that those of us who have been on PC since forever, like when Diablo 2 came out, that was a $50 game, and then when the expansion came out, that was $50.
Yeah,
and like yeah, and that was really expensive for that expansion because it's 1 act. It may have been $40. I don't remember.
Hell, when you really think about it, the Taken King technically has more content in it than the base game of Destiny.
Yeah, let's not talk about the content of Destiny, okay? That's not really like...
Content is the biggest issue of Destiny, so we don't need to go there.
We're not gonna... Okay, don't use content as like a defending point on Destiny, unfortunately.
Well, no.
It's getting more,
saying,
yeah.
For the Taken King specifically, like, it is worth the $40 that you're paying for it.
Yeah, like, I don't... Like, the people are complaining about that, it's whatever. I mean, that's... We're all fired up now. I mean, it's a good time to end the podcast, because otherwise I will just keep ranting.
Yeah. And just as a big fuck you to everyone, you know, that complains about the whole Taken King bullshit, I am buying the collector's edition. I don't give a fuck. I want that cool replica Strange coin.
There's going to be a lot of people who do that, and all the power to them, really. Buy collector's editions that if you like the game, support them. You get some cool shit with it.
I like the game. I can't tell you why I like the game, but I like the game.
I'm baffled by it as well.
I can kind of sum it up, and it has probably, like, for a first-person shooter, probably the best movement and gunplay out of any first-person shooter like I have ever played. Period.
Part of the gameplay loop in that game is so spectacular that it drives you to want to keep playing. Like,
it just feels good to play.
if they like, and I know they're tweaking this, but if that game had been like Borderlands levels of absurdity and loot drops, it probably would have done better.
Yep.
Like, and that, not saying that doesn't solve the problem of content, but that solves the problem of like, there's that euphoria thing of like, oh look, a new item. Oh look, a new item. Oh look, a new item.
But see, it was different for me for Borderlands, because Borderlands 2, like, I can't remember what the fuck it's called now, but there's a gun that like is one of the best guns in the game, and you get it from like the giant fucking turtle thing or whatever.
Yeah,
it's like a pistol
thing.
It's like a pistol that shoots like multiple projectiles that like all explode and shit. I can't remember what it's called, but it's one of the best guns in the fucking game. And it's like, I got that, and then like every other thing that ever dropped.
Yeah, basically, I mean, it doesn't even need to be great stuff that drops. It's just it's that loot euphoria thing when it happens. Like I said, this week's been weird. This week's podcast has been weird. I mean, we started with like awesomeness of dinosaurs and camping, and
Ark is so good. Go get it.
And the greatness of the new Final Fantasy XIV expansion, and Cody's disappointment with some parts of Dragon Age, and then just kind of went down from the hill from there.
Yeah, if people get Ark, we could do a Sharks and Things Ark survey.
I've thought about it.
Server's up. It just needs to go public, and why not?
Yeah, we're gonna try and plan some community events. Okay. For those of you who want to know, this is the wrap up portion of the podcast. We're gonna do some community events. Streaming should be coming back hopefully starting next week.
Yeah, I kind of meant to stream the Devil May Cry 4 stuff, and then I kind of forgot, and then I was like, I'm already halfway through. So
yeah, I mean, first of all, the first lesson this week is don't pre-order games. Second lesson this week is console exclusivity sucks. And the third lesson this week is if you really want your consoles to be more like PCs, you're going to have to deal with some shit that you haven't had to deal with before. And the PC gamers have had to deal with for years. Especially if you want to get into an MMO space, you're going to have to deal with some shenanigans that isn't exactly great. Just be thankful you're not paying a monthly subscription. I think every MMO currently on console minus 14 has no subscription.
Yeah, but really what MMOs are there? There's like ESO and...
there's ESO, there's 14, there's DC
14
Universal.
has a subscription.
What? I said 14's got a subscription. ESO, DC Universal Online.
Doesn't DC have the option of one, though?
Yeah, but you don't have to. You can play that game completely for free. There's no obligation to pay for anything.
Operators are standing by.
Operators are standing by.
Please call us. Give me your money.
Well, we need to have a conversation about free-to-play games at some point. But yeah, so, like, just don't pre-order games. Like, unless, if you're going to pre-order a game, go into understanding that what you're doing is you're supporting a thing. Like, we say that, and I'm going to go continue pre-ordering games because part of that is I just want to make sure that when pre-ordering is easy. I pre-order a game at Best Buy. I go the day it's there. I don't have to go find it. I just go up to a counter and say, give me my game, and it's there. Or on Amazon, I buy the game, and it's at my door the day it comes out, and I don't need to go anywhere. Like, that is a big part of it. But as everyone always says, speak with your money. Speak with your wallet. Like, don't let Arkham Knight things go. I'm actually considered not even buying it for PC. I'm considered buying it for PS4 because that at least works and looks really great. And also, there's some really great skins for PS4 that I kind of wish were on PC.
What I would do, I would honestly wait to buy the game because again, we need to speak with our money. I wouldn't give them money until it's fixed. Honestly,
I would give them money on the version that works, and tell them, hey, if you want us to buy this on PC, maybe you should do the PC version yourself. Like, I understand that that's not necessarily possible for everybody, but
yeah, there's also the possibility like, oh, we fucked up everything on the PC. It cost us a lot of money, but we made a shit ton of money on these other consoles, so let's just stop doing PC. That's the other outcome of that. So
maybe that's fine. Maybe that's what they need to do. I feel like we ended this week on a grim one note.
Dark Souls 3, everyone.
Dark Souls 3.
gay marriage is legal. Congratulations.
Yeah, that's the thing that happened today. That's awesome.
Woo!
Also, next month's Xbox One games for free are great. Go get AC4. If you haven't played Black Flag, it'll be free next month. Go play it. That being said, you also only have like 3 days to pick up all the free games this month. Go do that because Metal Gear Solid is the PS4 one. And Fulton, we're going to bring this full circle. Fulton balloons, man. Just put it in my everything. If you don't know what we're talking about, you need to Google Metal Gear Solid 5 Fulton balloon and just be entertained. That'll wrap us up for this week, everybody. Hopefully we'll have Matt next week. Hopefully we'll have the full crew again. We'll have some other hot button topic to talk about. Maybe I'll go on another rant.
Cody rants are fun.
Though.
Apparently people like the Cody rants.
Maybe I won't be throwing a rave party.
Maybe.
Oh God, I hope so.
If you like the Cody rants, let us know down below. There might be an after roll after this. If there is, sweet. Check our social media. We have a new Green Man Gaming coupon up. I think I have to post it if I haven't. Thanks for tuning in, everybody.
Bye-bye.
See you later.
Thanks for stopping by the Sharks and Things podcast. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube, iTunes, or your favorite podcast app. You can find us on all the social media at Sharks and Things. Don't forget to shoot us an email with questions, comments, or concerns to sharksandthings@gmail.com. Stay up to date with all the latest news announcements by visiting us at www.sharksandthings.com. Lastly, don't forget to check the show notes below for all the links to today's stories and our Green Man Gaming promo.